Cheers, I do buckaroos, and how the heck are you? It took me a little bit to get this one going. I am a little bit later than I'd planned on. Anyway, sometimes things happen. Sometimes your circumstances change without anybody telling you. Anyways, I digress. I'm trying to hide my frustration this evening because I had a certain plan for the evening and people kept taking that away from me. anyways, I digress. But I, but I digress. So I got a couple versions of a nightcap. So here's the thing, and here's why I've done these particular two. Is for me, a nightcap has always been, a couple 3 ounces of whiskey neat. Keep it simple. But I was looking up nightcaps, and it turns out there's actually some cocktails, or could be some cocktails. So anyway, it kind of depends on your point of view. Because I've always thought of a martini, for instance, as an aperitif. It's a before dinner cocktail, but it's also listed as a nightcap. Never thought of it that way. So I thought I'd do one version of a martini with you using using some moonshine, some sugar shine. And this is their, gosh, I have no light out here, so I'm going to guess here. Silver Cloud Tennessee Sour Mash, the unaged version of. And I've got it in this little glass here, little martini-like glass, with a couple of bacon cheddar olives. So does a martini have to be gin or does it have to be vodka? No. Here's the short answer is no. It doesn't even have to be an unaged whiskey, although we're kind of or an unaged product, which we're kind of taught to believe that. Because it'll be honest with you, I love barrel gins. I love gins that are aged in a barrel. I love that, but I don't think a martini necessarily has to be any of that. I do love kind of a moontini, right? The moonshines, the legal moonshines as a martini. I think they lend themselves well to that application, uh, especially a product like this that does have a lot of flavor. Whereas you've got the gin, which gives you a lot of botanicals, or you've got a vodka, which is neutral. Here you've got a product where you've got that spirit flavor. Uh, I'm trying to get everything out of my system this evening. I don't typically keep drinking this late on a Saturday, to be honest with you, but I worked most of the day and I didn't get started till after. I didn't get started till about 7 this evening. Uh, I didn't get started till late, and I worked 6 days this week, and I've only got one day tomorrow off completely, and then back to work Monday. So, I'm trying to get everything out of my system this evening. All the anger, all the angst, get everything out now so I can kind of calm down or relax tomorrow. Uh, so I'm not typically in my garage this late at night either. And one of the main reasons I am is because, well, it rained this evening, which cooled that temp down because it's been really hot here in the Ozarks. It's been really hot and buggy, but that rain kind of takes that away. So, well, okay, I don't have great light in here because I would love to read some of that stuff if I don't have that light. But at least it's nice. The temperature's nice. I can watch the world go around me, watch cars go by or turn. Hear somebody turning. Anyways, even at my advanced age, the funny thing is, this area's got a lot of those, or this town, I should say, has a lot of those gated communities, a lot of 55 plus communities. Even though I am plus 55, I'm ahead of 55. I couldn't live in one of those places. We've kind of looked up a couple of them, and they're really expensive for one, but they have a lot of rules, and I just don't like rules, man. I want to be able to smoke something at 5 in the morning if I so desire. I want to worry about my neighbor. And the problem is these places again, they're extremely expensive, but they're built right on top of each other. I mean, they're so close that I mean you can't piss. I mean, if you were to fart, your neighbor's going to know you farted. I mean, they're just so tight together. I'm not sure what these people are paying for, other than they just don't want to be part of society anymore. You know, I just think the people that live in these 55 plus gated communities are people that just don't like anybody. These are the people that want to yell, "Hey, get off my lawn!" You they want to have all these rules, and I just can't abide by that, man. I mean, I'm not an anarchist, but I'm probably not that far from it. I'm probably not all that far removed, to be honest. I mean, really, 55? Because we've looked at a couple places in town. Not that we thought serious about moving, to be honest, but just checking rent prices of different places compared to where we're staying. I thought, man, that's just insanely expensive. And then they got all these rules on top of it. I mean, I could never live in a community that has an HOA because these people are just fucking nuts. You got other people telling you how you ought to live your life. No, I ain't doing that shit. Because my whole goal in life is to piss off everybody around me. I ain't doing it, man. I'm not living by somebody else's rules. You're not gonna tell me how. I'm not messing with you. I'm not telling you when you can or can or not, when you can or cannot smoke meat. You're not gonna tell me that. No, you can, and you can only do this at this particular time. No, hell no. I want to be up at 5 o'clock putting a pork butt on. I'm gonna do it. You're not gonna tell me otherwise. If I want to take my sound system to 11, Nigel Tufnell said I could argue with Nigel. And Nigel Tufnell said I can go to 11. By golly, I'm taking it to 11. Now, and I'll be honest with you, I don't crank my music that loud ever. But I want to be out in my backyard playing some music. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And because your backyard is so close to mine, I'm going to complain. Yeah, because I mean, we gotta. I mean, it kind of looks nice from the outside, but you look at these places; these backyards are about the size of a postage stamp, and they're so tight. I mean, all you got is sheetrock in between you. I mean, shit, man. I knock out a 3 beer burp, and everybody's gonna know. Everybody's gonna know, man. It just isn't gonna work for me. It's just not gonna work, man. It is kind of, it kind of makes me wonder too. What kind of person wants to live like that, right? I mean, at a certain age, we typically have grandchildren. We got places like that that have rules about having grandchildren over. No, I ain't doing that shit. If my grandkids want to have a sleepover with Grammy and Grams, hey, we doing that. I don't care about your piddly ass feelings. Just I ain't signing nothing. I'm not paying way too much to have to abide by a whole lot of rules that just don't make sense. I ain't doing it, man. I'm gonna revolt. I'm gonna revolt, man. That's a society we live in these days, though, isn't it? Is everybody getting their panties in a wad about something? You got one segment of society that says everybody gets too offended these days. Everybody's offended by everything. And it's the same set of people that has issues with pronouns, right? Uh, I'm telling you, pronouns and drag queens are not the problem in our society today. It's ignorance, small mindedness, and just plain ignorance and stupidity. That's the problem with our society today. Drag queens are the least of our problems, folks. Mercy. Drag queens are reading books to kids. Oh my God, what's going to happen? You got Ron DeSantis allowing people to read Mein Kampf to kids. That's the problem. Anyway, Ron DeSantis bans Diary of Anne Frank, but Mein Kampf is perfectly okay. That's the problem with society today. It sure the hell ain't drag queens. I'll tell you that right now. Until Ron DeSantis bans Mein Kampf, hey, fuck him and his drag queen looking wife. Uh, I think that's why Republicans have such a problem with drag queens is that they look better than their wives. They need to hire drag queens to do their makeup, and they all would look a lot better. Anyways, Tom, that was just foul. Yes, it was. I went too far. I know I did, but I was making a point. The point being, Ron DeSantis is an asshole, and so is his wife. But I digress. I've always said, how do you know you've got too far until you've gone too far? Anyways, or in the immortal words of Ferris Bueller, you can never go too far. My now that I pissed off everybody, now that I know I cannot share this video to any group that I'm in, it is going to piss off some ignorant redneck motherfucker. I'm going to finishing off with a version of a Manhattan using the Maker's Mark cast strength. I'm using Dolan sweet vermouth. I'm using rhubarb bitters and a Collins bourbon cherry. Oh my god, that's delicious. Yeah, to me, I'll be honest with you. To me, I still think a nightcap ought to be about 3 fingers of bourbon, or a nice pour of a bourbon neat. But I thought, well, since I was reading all these cocktails, and there's a whole lot more, that just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me for a nightcap. Because a nightcap should be the drink to make you relax. They call it the evening. That's why they call it a nightcap. One last, and I can kind of see a Manhattan or but a martini always to me has been a before dinner drink. It's an aperitif. But hey, Manhattan, what the hell? What the hell, man? Damn, that's beautiful. You're beautiful, babe. Don't ever change. Oh, mercy. I had to come out to my little corner of the world here because uh, my space is getting a little tight. I had some studio space, figured out in the house, but my wife keeps taking that space away from me. So I decided just to come outside so I didn't get too frustrated. I said, okay, we're just gonna call it an evening, man. So one last nightcap. As much as I like to do one more, it is getting late. Uh, it has been. I'll be honest with you. Right about 7 o'clock, I was so tired and done in. But after we relaxed and had something to eat, I was kind of feeling better. So I had a video scheduled at 9, but I had to cancel that completely because, well, again, circumstances out of my control took over that time slot. So I had to wait till 9:30. I just got a little frustrated. Everything was taken. Then I come out here, finish up the evening. I would like to do one more tonight, to be honest with you, but we're going to see. In all honesty, I probably doubt it, but it's not necessarily out of the realm of possibility. It will probably be inside, though. So I'm starting to feel the bugs coming out. Usually the rain washes them away for a little bit, but I'm starting to feel the skeeters coming out, and they tend to love me a lot. I like you, man. We love you, man. We love you. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, that's what I forgot to do when I started. Darn it! Meant to change that as soon as we got started, and I forgot. There we go. Now we're in business. Anyway, anyways, I digress. Uh, we don't know. My wife was so we had a storage unit. We're trying to empty out. We found some glass. We've had just a lot of this glassware just boxed away for who knows how long. Some of this stuff was from my wife. Some was from my family. And at this point, I don't think either one of us remember which came from where. But some of these glasses, I'm kind of wondering, uh, I guess this kind of looks like a cordial glass. I wasn't sure, but I thought I'd use it as a Manhattan glass. This one here is kind of martini esque, but Uh, hell, I don't know what, what the original purpose was, but I figured I'll work for a martini. I like to improvise. I like to improvise, man. I got my own little way of doing things. Anyway, uh, this whiskey runs about between 55 and 60 bucks in most of the stores here in town. And quite frankly, I'm just not going to pay that for it. I don't think it's a terrible whiskey, but if I'm going to spend that kind of money, and for me, 55 to 60 bucks is a lot of money. If I'm going to spend that kind of money, there are other things on the shelf that I'd rather spend the money on. However, at a big box store, I found this for about 38 bucks. So that's why I picked it up. God, that's good. That's good, man. I don't care who you are. That's tasty. Yeah, so I will be honest with you. I don't find this as nuanced as I would like it to be to drink it neat. I don't. It's not necessarily the proof because I can drink higher proof whiskeys neat. This is at 110. Uh, it's just not nuanced enough, in my opinion. So I do believe it lends itself well to a cocktail, whether it be a Manhattan or an old fashioned or anything else you might have in mind. But yeah, I just don't find it nuanced enough to drink neat. I mean, I have drank it neat. It's just not the most nuanced of whiskeys, especially for that money. Again, at 38, that's not bad. But at 50 to 60 bucks, there's so many other whiskeys that I personally would rather drink neat than this one. I think Makers is a good product. I don't think it's a great product. And again, it kind of depends on what you pay for, right? Again, at 38 bucks, hey man, I'm good. But if I have to spend 60 bucks, there's so many other whiskeys available at that same price point that for me are again feel more nuanced, right? Especially for neat drinking than this one is. So and that's all I got to say about that. Anyways, I digress. If you have any questions or comments, please put it up on the screen. If you'd like to be part of the video, let me know and I'll send you the link. And until then, I'm just gonna keep drinking and talking because that's kind of what I do, man. That's my thing. It's my shtick. The funny thing is, some people just take me way too serious. I'm just having fun here, man. I'm just drinking. It's a persona. It's an exaggerated version of myself. I'm here having a good time. But some people want to get mad about certain things. I just want to relax and have a drink, man. Cheers, Gabriel. How are you, my friend? There you are. I'm going to post your comment, buddy. There you are. My friend, if you want to jump on a video, let me know and I'll send you the link. But if not, let me know what you're drinking at this particular moment in time. As I finish my makers Manhattan here. So what I did with this one is I did 3 ounces of the makers. I did about a quarter ounce of Dolan sweet vermouth and about 4 dashes rhubarb bitters. Rhubarb bitters. Why rhubarb bitters, Tom? Because, well, I found them. Because I found them, man. I found them at a Lucas Liquors in Kansas City about 3 weeks ago when my wife and I were in that neck of the woods. And I find them interesting because I'm always looking for different bitters. I have orange bitters. I have bitter blood orange bitters. I have cherry bitters, and I have black walnut bitters, but I hadn't seen rhubarb bitters, so I picked those up while we were there. I'm always looking for something different. Yes, I am. I like to try different bitters. I've got a friend that's got some black cherry bitters. I can get cherry bitters here, but I haven't seen the black cherry bitters. He's drinking a Firestone Walker Hopnosis IPA. That's a damn fine beer, my friend. Yeah, so I've got a couple. I was gonna have a beer. I've got 66 Route 66 road trip from Banter Brewing, which is a sort of a West Coast ish IPA. But I also have their Hatch Chili Dunkel. So I was deciding which one to go next, but I wanted to have a little whiskey first. I'm not sure if I'll drink those beers tonight or wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna play that by ear. Like I said, I had to work till about 5:30, so my night started late. I usually have a little more time, man, but things just got taken away from me. Anyways, biscuits, that's good. I do like this whiskey in a Manhattan. I do. I don't like it as well in an old fashioned, to be honest with you. And I think sometimes just the way the whiskey works with certain applications. I have had this neat, and again, it's there's nothing wrong with it. Neat. It's just at this at that proof, there are other whiskeys that I would prefer. I mean, I've got other cast strength whiskeys that I feel are more nuanced neat than this one is. I feel that at the cast strength, it really lends itself better to a cocktail. But again, I just I don't know. Will I buy it again? The short answer is no. The longer answer is I don't know. It kind of depends. I will never pay that 55 to 60 buck price that certain stores have it for. But at 37 to 38 bucks, I might pick it up one more time at that big box store. But here's the thing, I hate buying stuff from that big box store, right? I hate feeding the beast. I like to buy small whenever possible. So I haven't bought anything from that big box store in about a year, liquor wise. Because I've been trying to buy from smaller distilleries and stock up on smaller. Try to see these videos live, but nobody sees it live. Yeah, I get it, man. I do. Yeah, if you ever want to jump into live video, let me know, Gabriel. I'll send you the link. If you want to ever jump on with me, we can set one up. I know we have a lot of mutual friends. Maybe we can work something out, get a few of us together at one particular point in time. Anyways, I'm about to wrap this particular cocktail up. Anyways, I digress. I am Tom, the whiskey whisperer, whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guy. Have a good one.